Very good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Uduak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headline, security chiefs won't arrest until Nigeria is safe, Buhari. Still on the headlines, Mali expels MINUSMA spokesperson over tweets on Ivorian soldiers. Also on the headline, Somalia renews push to join East African community. And on sports, Shala eyes 5th CAF award. Salah battles Mane. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the murder of a Catholic priest, Reverend Father John Chetnam of the Kafanchan Catholic Diocese, 4 days after he was seized by gunmen in Kaduna State. In a statement on Wednesday by spokesman Garba Shehu in Abuja, the president said he was deeply disturbed by the murder of the revered religious figure by outlaws who seem to be bent on creating chaos and disorder in the country. It is understood that bandits have carried out renewed attacks in recent times in parts of Kaduna and some other states where clergymen, especially Catholic priests, have been targets. Among several of such attacks was the abduction of Reverend Father John Chetnam and Reverend Father Donatus Cleopas last Friday in Jere local government area, that is the LGA of Kaduna State. Their abduction came barely 2 weeks after another priest, Reverend Father Emmanuel Silas, was kidnapped by bandits from the parish rectory of St. Charles Catholic Church, Zamina, in Kauru local government area. Reverend Father Cleopas, on his part, was said to have been released by the bandits after an undisclosed amount of money was paid to them as ransom. Moving away from that story, let's have you know the Nigerian lawmakers have passed a total of 3 bills on Wednesday during plenary in the Senate chamber of the National Assembly in Abuja, the nation's capital. The proposed pieces of legislation are the Nigeria Startup Bill, the Electricity Bill, and the National Social Security Commission Establishment Bill. While the session was ongoing, the chairman of the Committee on ICT and Cybercrime, Yakubu Seni, moved that the Senate should receive and consider the report on the Nigeria Startup Bill. The bill seeks to provide for the establishment of the National Council for Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Senator Oseni informed the lawmakers that when established, the council would create and develop an enabling environment for technology-enabled startups in the country, which led to the reading of the bill the 3rd time and its subsequent passage. Senator Gabriel Soswam, on the other hand, moved that the Senate should receive and consider the report of the Committee on Power on the Electricity Bill. Senator Okerjev Emmanuel, who represented Senator Ibrahim Shekarau, moved for the receipt and consideration of the reports by the lawmakers. Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed the nomination of Umar Yahya for appointment as co-chairman of the Governing Council of Unclaimed Funds. Still talking the news, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, has advised politicians to fulfill all campaign promises. Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner, that is the REC, Abdul Ganiyu, tasked politicians to help the commission in its efforts at conducting more credible election in future.
Osun State gubernatorial election has come and gone, but I need to reiterate this point, that our democracy will be stronger if we come together to do the right things at the right time. This includes campaigning with fulfillable promises, modeling positive attitude and behavior while in office, fulfilling campaign promises, doing away with money politics. Electorates are not asking for too much, just basic amenities to make everyday life easy.
Wednesday, when the Osun State Governor-elect, Senator Ademola Adeleke, received a certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, in Osogbo, the state capital. INEC National Commissioner Kunle Ajayi presented the certificate of return to Adeleke and his deputy, Prince Kola Adeosi, and said the commission remained committed to ensuring credible and acceptable elections in Nigeria.
It was the first major election after the highly rated Ekiti governorship election, which was viewed by Nigerians with a note of caution. However, with the successful conduct of the Osun State governorship election, the Commission would like to assure Nigerians that this has become the standard of election management in Nigeria.
Speaking, Adeleke pledged that he would fulfill his campaign promises to the people of the state.
I do not take this trust you have bestowed on me for granted. Our state has now turned to a new page, and we can now look forward to a bright future and a path for progress and prosperity for our people.
And now flipping the news page, let us have you know that the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, that is the NSCDC, has paraded 7 suspects for various criminal offenses, including human trafficking and alleged illegal diversion of fertilizer of different brands. NSCDC Benue State Command in Makurdi, the state capital, disclosed the information to newsmen who said that some of the suspects were arrested for criminal conspiracy. The suspect accused of trafficking also explained that to reporters how she carried out her illegal activities.
The suspect means I carry guests travel. My first time be this. Say na work, then come meet me, say they won't work. I say okay, we'll go that side. Work dey there, any work dey there.
The victims shared their side of the story.
Peter told us that she has a supermarket there and a bar which she do sell beer and sell clothes. So she said she would take us there. So we said that okay, since it is that business, we will go. We are staying in Burkina Faso, which they were slaves, turning people, children to slaves, sleeping with men every blessed day and night without food. If you refuse to do that work, they will not give you food.
The trader who was arrested with bags of fertilizer also narrated his ordeal to newsmen.
So what I know is not, when you people watch the fertilizer saying here, make people check. It's not adulterated fertilizer. It's fertilizer where people they are using all the time. Even here where we did now, we didn't know. As they tell us to pick this fertilizer outside, when I watch it, there is bag way open, say small. So it's true there, if the fertilizer kg didn't reach, it's where they are getting the mistake.
The state commandant of NSCDC, Philip Oko, in an interview on Wednesday, lamented that young children were trafficked into slavery and reiterated the commitment of the Corps to continue to rid the society of criminal elements.
That a friend, a family member will say, let me help your daughter. All of them are female. I want to help them to find job. Usually, it's not job finding. Most end up being slaughtered for what we call organ harvest. And most are used for rituals. And then most end up as sexual slaves. And those who are lucky, they come just have help. Not for any education.
You're still watching Africa Today on Hills TV. When we come back from this break, it will be more from news from other parts of West Africa. Stay with us. Always a delight to have you back. This is Africa Today on Hills TV. Mali's military authorities on Wednesday dismissed the spokesperson for the United Nations Multidimensional Integrated Stabilization Mission in Mali called MINUSMA. In a statement, Malian government cited tendentious and unacceptable posts he made on social media regarding some of these issues. It is also very, very pertinent to note that Salgado's remarks declaring without any proof that the Malian authorities had been previously informed of the 49 soldiers upon arrival was also another issue of discourse. UN Representative Olivier Salgado is given 72 hours to leave the Sahelian nation. 2 aircrafts carrying the Ivorian contingent landed in Bamako's airport. According to a statement from the Ivory Coast government issued on July 12, the soldiers operate under an agreement signed in July 2019 between Ivory Coast and the United Nations and in accordance with a security and logistical support contract signed with the Société Sahel Aviation Service, that is the SAS. The Malian government considers them mercenaries which embarked with weapons of war. Now let's get on to Ghana and have you know that Ghana's Director of Public Health, Franklin Asiedo-Beker, says about 98 persons have been identified currently in a contract tracing effort in relation to the recent outbreak of Marburg virus in the country. This follows 2 positive cases reported in the Ashanti region on July 8. According to Franklin, the number of contact traced persons is likely to increase over the coming days as the Ghana Health Services is bent on ensuring that no possible contacts become a source of transmission. He noted that so far, all tests conducted on contact traced persons have come out negative, and the GHS hopes to carry out more random tests in the near future to prevent a spread. The first case was a 26-year-old male who checked into a hospital on June 26 and died on June 27. The second was a 51-year-old male who went to the hospital on June 28 and died the same day. The 2 patients had reported at the same hospital with symptoms including diarrhea, fever, and nausea and vomiting before dying. The World Health Organization, that is the WHO, says Marburg is transmitted to people from fruits, bats, and spreads among humans through indirect contact with bodily fluids of infected persons, surfaces, and materials. No treatment yet exists for Marburg, but doctors say drinking water and treating some of the symptoms improves survival rates. We now move to other parts of Africa after this break. Don't go away. Excited to have you back. This is Africa Today on Hills TV. Somalia has renewed interest in joining the East African Community, that is the EAC, cementing the desire of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud to establish and stabilize ties with neighbors. President Mohamud, who won the presidential polls in May, is expected in Arusha today as a special guest to attend the 21st Ordinary Summit of the EAC Heads of State. According to a statement from his official residence, his trip would also be about renewing his push to join the regional bloc. Mohamud had attempted joining the EAC in his first term between 2012 and 2017, but the bloc initially refused the application, citing sporadic conflict and weak institutions in Somalia. But Mogadishu got back in its hope after an equally troubled South Sudan was admitted in 2016. In 2019, then-President Mohamed Farmajo reapplied alongside Democratic Republic of Congo, that is the DRC. Last February, the bloc decided to begin admitting Kinshasa, but delayed a decision on Mogadishu, pending verification by a team of experts to determine Somalia's readiness. Away from that, the Moroccan Association for Human Rights released a report on Wednesday, putting the death toll from last month's attempt by hundreds of migrants to storm the border between the North African Kingdom and the Spanish enclave of Melilla higher than the official government tally. The Human Rights Watchdog said at least 27 people, mostly from Sudan, South Sudan, and Chad, died in an attempt, with the number likely to rise as many more suffered severe injuries and 64 people remaining missing. The Moroccan government had previously reported 23 deaths in June 24 border storming. One of the association's official, Omar Naji, said that Moroccan and Spanish authorities used smoke bombs and tear gas to disperse the migrants who had gathered at the Barrio Chino crossing area, which separates the Moroccan city of Nador from Melilla, leading to many dying of asphyxiation, although autopsies have not yet been carried out. Other people, the group said, died in a stampede caused by the smoke and ensuing panic. In addition to the deaths, 200 Moroccan and Spanish law enforcement officers and more than 70 civilians were injured in the melee. The group released its preliminary report on Wednesday, saying it was based on an investigation conducted by its affiliate in Nador. The report said around 1,500 migrants and asylum seekers departed from that day nearby forest that arrived at the Barrio Chino crossing area at around 9 a.m. Now let's get on a short break, and when we are back, it will be business news on Africa Today. Stay with us. Back to the news, and this time speaking from the business desk on Africa Today. The Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals, that is the ANAP, and the National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers, that is the NAAPE, have threatened to shut down airports in solidarity with the striking academic staff union of universities, that is ASU. This came as the National Union of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institutions Employees, that is the NUBIFIE, said it would shut all financial institutions to join the NLC in its solidarity strike over the lingering ASU strike. Newsmen had reported that the Nigeria Labour Congress, that is the NLC, directed its members to embark on a nationwide protest on July 26 and 27 in solidarity with ASU. ANAP General Secretary Abdul Razak Saidu, in a statement, called on the federal government to end the strike, adding that the protracted strike had led to an increase in social vices by students and ridiculed Nigeria's educational system, making it a laughingstock. However, Nigeria's Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, has also reacted to the looming strike. Apologies for that. Let us move on with the story and have you know that similarly, NUBIFIE, in a statement by its national president, Anthony Abakpa, and Mohammed Sheikh, General Secretary, said, if after one-day protest by NLC, the issue is done, nothing is done, the union will have no other option than to call out all members in banks, insurance, and other financial institutions in solidarity with ASU. Still talking business, according to a note disclosed by Mali's Ministry of Economy and Finance, the World Bank has allowed the lifting of the suspension of its financial operations in Mali, a measure taken in May 2021 after 2 coups in less than a year. Announcing the lifting of the suspension of disbursements for projects and programs financed by the World Bank in Mali, a note posted on the government's social media page read that the Vice President, Western and Central Africa for the World Bank, Ousmane Diagana, sent a letter dated July 18, 2022 to the Minister of Economy and Finance. And now we put a pause on the news as we introduce sports coming right up next on Africa Today. Stay with us.
A very good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today on Hills TV. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya. Now to sports. Nigeria's players are in dispute with the country's Football Federation, NFF, ahead of their third-place playoff at the Women's African Cup of Nations, WAFCON. None of the Super Falcons players has received their allocated allowances or bonus over $10,000 for the wins over Botswana, Burundi and Cameroon. The players boycotted training on Wednesday evening, prompting the NFF to act swiftly in order to prevent another strike before the match against Zambia on Friday. After the semi-final loss against host Atlas Lionesses of Morocco, the Super Falcons have returned to Casablanca for the third-place game against Zambia. According to reports, the defending champions lost 5-4 via penalty shootouts to Morocco in a keenly contested encounter that ended 1-1 draw in regulation and extra time in Rabat on Monday night. Recall the Super Falcons played the group games in Rabat and knockout matches in Casablanca in the tournament. The team on Tuesday afternoon returned to Casablanca, where they will face Shepu Polo of Zambia in the losers' final slated for Friday. Zambia too lost narrowly to Banyana of South Africa in a game that was marred by controversy. Super Falcon and Barcelona striker Asisat Oshoala is gunning for a 5th CAF Women's Player of the Year award, but has Grace Chanda of Zambia, Bik Kazut in club, and Ajaran Uncho Njoya of Cameroon and Inter Milan in club to contend with a ceremony in Rabat, Morocco on Thursday. Reigning African Player of the Year Sadio Mane is up against compatriot Edward Mendy and former club teammate Mohamed Salah for this year's edition of the award. CAF pruned the previous 10-man shortlist down to just 3 players Wednesday, and Mane, who is aiming to win his 2nd African Footballer of the Year award, faces stiff competition from Salah, winner of the 2018 award. And that's sport news on Africa Today. Back to Udwak for the rest of the news. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
You must know your onions. That will be to you, Boss Memo Cynthia Sawyer. Thank you for that one on sports. And with that, to tease a close on Africa Today. But before we go, let's take a look at our major top stories. We told you Buhari urges security chiefs to keep Nigeria safe. We also told you Mali expels MINUSMA spokesperson over tweets on Ivorian soldiers. We brought to the fore the fact that Somalia renews push to join East African community. And on sports, Oshoala eyes 5th CAF award, Saleh battles Mane. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV. Our YouTube channel is at Hills TV. I am Udwak Daniel. Thank you for watching.